One of the questions I want to ask you is, in sports you got critics. As you know, we got positive and negative. A lot of the critics say, great player from Andrean, but then you have the critics who also feel like, you were sort of a traitor to East Chicago basketball. As you know, you even said it. East Chicago was always athletic, but didn't have that size. Um, they viewed you as that piece, that side that they would needed, but they didn't have you. So how do you feel about people who call you a traitor?
Um, it's all good. Like I said, it wasn't. If it was up to me, I would have been at East Chicago Central. Now, had I gone to East Chicago Central, I don't know if I'd have been the player that I was able to become at Andrean, because I was able to, you know, they, they allowed me to take my time and develop and grow. Where at East Chicago Central, there was so many good guys coming in, maybe I would have been lost in the shuffle. So, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't the guy, my senior year that I was my freshman year. So, and sometimes, man, young guys, that crushes a lot of guys, and you don't get a chance to develop, and there's so many guys are in front of you. So, I'd have been maybe just a tall guy sitting on the bench, but at Andrean I was able to play.
Gotcha.
And but we talk about it sometimes, especially like me and Chris. Man, what happened if we gone to Central, man?
Yeah.
And man, we'd have been on that team, with Judah Parks and Jay Bugs
Yeah.
and Delmar and those guys going against Gary Roosevelt. It'd have been legendary. They were already legendary games as it was. Just to be a part of that atmosphere would have been great. So.
Now, from your parents' standpoint, did they did you going to Andrean have a role in the Washington high school being tore down? Because I'm figuring if they had two high school, would you have went to Washington? You think?
I doubt it. I think she knew I had too much fun with my friends, and so she's like, you going to high school first of all to learn,
Yeah.
and so and it was a couple of times where I let my grades slip, and she threatened to take me off. My
Wow.
mother was like, these books are gonna come first.
Yep.
So and Andrean, they follow through with that. You didn't do something, they calling, sending notices, everything. So. Man, it really, it really prepared me for the next level.
Gotcha. Now you've been privileged enough to play with all the guys in the Big Ten: Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Michael Finley. I mean, all types of great talent. And then also playing in pros. What did all that experience do for you as a person now in your life? The travel and everything, relationships you built.
I think if anytime anybody gets to travel, it's gonna make you a better person, because you get to meet so many different types of people, and you see how people live. And one of the things in Europe is so old, and I was probably able to go to almost every country over there, and seeing a lot of the old buildings and churches, and man, it makes you a better person. You see some of the stuff in history books, and I never thought in my life I would be able to see some of that stuff. And I get over to London, and I'm Buckingham Palace and Big Ben, and go to Paris and the Louvre. And I remember when I went to the Eiffel Tower, that was the first call I made to my mother. I said,
Wow.
you never believe where I'm standing right now, So it was, just to be able to sit down, and that was probably the best part, just meeting people over there, and I still keep in contact with some of those people. Man, just to meet the people. I met a guy. I was in Italy. I think this guy was, I can't remember the country, he was over in Bosnia somewhere, but he was our trainer, and he didn't speak any English, and the general manager was a former player, and he told me a story about this guy. He was like, man, when the war was going on and people were getting killed and bombs were falling, he said, man, this guy just went out, and if anybody was alive, he would go and get those people and make sure they had food and water, get them to the hospital. He saved so many lives. And man, he didn't tell anybody his story, didn't want credit, but he knew about this guy, so he brought him in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, so man, I'm playing basketball with this dude, man, he saved lives, so this, what I'm doing means nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like a ant in his presence, And so, just, experiences like that, I know I would never forget. A lot of, something like that drives me to be the best person I can be.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it's not all about you. It's about, being the best person you can be, and helping your fellow man. So.
Gotcha. Now, one of the big topics that we have is about the best players in school history. If you want to talk about the best players in Central history, and as a fan, in your opinion, you can. But I want to talk about Andrean first. Give me your starting 5 best players ever at Andrean High School. Start with point guard.
Point guard, I'm going to have to go with Carson Cunningham.
Carson. Oh man, yeah.
Carson was a beast, man, and he's doing a great job at Andrean. He was always a smart guy, great personality, fun to be around.
With them crazy trick shots.
Oh man, I used to hear stories about him, but I was always so tied up playing at Purdue.
Yeah.
And we finally got a break my senior year, so me and one of my teammates went up. They were playing Westside
in the regionals.
Was it regionals or the sectionals?
Sectionals, yeah, at Gary Westside. And I was there, yeah.
I was like, man, this dude is better than what I thought he was, you know. And I knew he went off to Oregon State, and he transferred to Purdue. So I got a chance to kind of get to know him when he got to Purdue, man. He was just a wonderful guy. So he's definitely the point guard.
Okay. Shooting guard.
Shooting guard. We're going to go with Shane Power.
Yeah. Iowa State.
Shane was a beast.
Okay.
At the 3, I had to go with Chris Artis.
Okay.
That's my dog. You know, I got to put him on just out of love. But he had major game. You know, to shoot, handle the ball, was strong, and then down low, I had to put myself in Luke Herringody.
Yeah.
So.
Great starting 5. That's a great starting 5 right there.
It's pretty good. I'll put us up against anybody in the region.
Yeah. Now, living in East Chicago and playing against them, do you have a starting 5 all time at Central?
At Central, I had to really think about it. I mean, of course, I mean, I'm a lot older than each one, but he'd definitely be on the team.
Okay.
Rick Wright. I used to love Rick's game.
Rick Wright, yeah.
He was so strong.
Yeah.
I put him on. Marcus Jefferson, Udi, those guys. I came back. I might have been playing pro ball, but I got a chance to get over and watch a few games.
Yeah.
Man, they got some talent over here.
Yeah.
Charles Ricks was another one of my favorite guys. Dale Marr was a great point guard. Judah.
Yeah.
Man, Judah. You know, Judah was on a team that, you know, they were so deep, but maybe if that team wasn't so deep, he probably would have put up some big numbers.
Yeah.
So he was always a favorite player. Ike Washington, you know, he in '87, I used to love watching him. You know, that's probably one of my favorite years in high school basketball. Jerome Harmon and Ike, they were my 2 favorite players. And Arthur Cramp Joshua, rest in peace.
Yeah.
He'd probably be my starting point guard. I loved his game. You know, I learned so much just playing against him in the summertime out at Sunnyside. He was such a competitor.
Yeah.
I love playing against him. So he would probably be my starting point guard. But Central got so many great players.
Yeah. Give me the difference between the basketball player at Andrean compared to the basketball player at EC. What's the difference?
I don't know. I mean, you know, Andrean got some competitors out there. We competed hard. You know, a lot of pride in school. Same as Central. You know, I think, you know, maybe the difference is that with that curriculum out there, man, it's you know, you're a little bit more focused. And I mean, I understand it's 2 different sides of the track.
Yeah. You
know, sometimes life is a little bit more real in East Chicago for some of those guys and their background.
Gotcha.
You know, so I mean, I would say that's the only difference. You know, because when I was coming up, all the high school guys kind of knew each other, and we would a lot of guys would come out to Sunnyside. Russ Marcinek from Bishop Knoll, Eric Coolidge at Hammond Morton, they would come out there and play with us, and a lot of times, you know, guys from EC, Gary, and everywhere else, we go out to Griffin, and I mean not Griffin, Lake Station. We meet out at Lake Station, and it was some great runs, and so I think just coming up in the region, man, everybody is, you know, we just so tough, you know.
Gotcha. Who was the best player in Andrean basketball history?
Probably had to go with Luke Herringody, man. He was
over you?
Yeah.
Over Carson Cunningham?
Luke was a monster, man. You know, he's another guy that I never really got to see. Maybe I saw him one time at AAU. I'm like, man, this guy goes hard, and he gets to Notre Dame and just puts it down. He's the Big East all-time leading scorer. You know, he's in the NBA right now, so I'm gonna say Luke Herringody.
Gotcha. You was voted into the Andrean's Basketball Hall of Fame. Getting that award and accolade, how did it make you feel?
I was overseas maybe, or I can't remember if it was college or overseas, but I wasn't able to attend. My mother called me.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
So she told me I think they might have gone to the ceremony for me.
Yes.
And but I mean, anytime, I don't care, you know, where the award comes from, how small or big, it's always special when somebody recognizes you. So I mean, I was touched. You know, I owe so much to Andrean, and I'm proud to be a 59er. So I mean, that's special. You know, man, anytime I can give back. I haven't been back in a while, so but I always even when I pass by, let me stop and look to see if it's the same.
Yeah.
So that it's always special.
Do you have any regrets not going to Central, and also any regrets going to Purdue? And I say that because you was kind of living, not saying living in shot, but you was always being compared to Glenn all the time. If you went somewhere else, Illinois, you wouldn't have to hear that no more. You know what I'm trying to say? So do you have any regrets going to Purdue, and not going to Central?
I don't have any regrets not going to Central, man. I loved at first I kind of fought it. I didn't want to go to Andrean, but I started developing friendship with guys out there, and I loved it.
Gotcha.
With the teachers and the staff and the students. So like I said, I was proud to go to Andrean. As far as Purdue, I don't think I have any regrets either. The only regret is that I wasn't able to play my natural position because coach put me where he needed me.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I'm a team guy. That's probably my only regret. You can't do anything about the losses.
Yeah.
I figure as long as I went in and played hard and I did what I was supposed to do, there's no reason to put my head down. So no regrets at all. I mean, playing with Glenn. I mean, he kept you on your P's and Q's. I wasn't a guy who was looking for the limelight or trying to be a star or trying to be the man. I look forward to competing against him because I knew, just playing against him, it was gonna make me better. I said, man, if I'm playing well, I said everybody's watching him. They bound to notice me.
Gotcha.
So no regrets at all.